Poppie here. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll open up after that.
Am I okay to drink this water that's sitting up here? I didn't bring one with me. Wow. Proud of this group. What a complete team effort. As close to 40 minutes as we played all year, and I think I'm most proud that they get a chance to reap the rewards of all the work they've been putting in. To be so close last Sunday, play well, but to look in the mirror and realize that we are a good basketball team, build off of it, and then to have an opportunity to come in here and beat a really good Cal team, to go 2-1 in the ACC. So very, very proud. Thanks for the fans that showed up. You could feel it, especially late in the game. So please come back and bring a friend.
Question for Coach? Coach, I think that was very impressive how many people came down to congratulate you, hugs and handshakes and everything. What were the feelings that you had with the crowd and the supporters to see your first ring?
Yeah, we're slowly building this, right? We got here in April. We're trying to do it the right way, but we're trying to do it in a way that we feel like we're part of Clemson, right? And being open, being relational, and being available. And for them to be able to continue to support us, and we're just getting a little bit bigger crowd, and they keep coming back. We're showing what we talked about in the press conference when I got the job is I don't know how many games we're going to win, but my hopes are when you come watch us, you see that they got something going, right? There's a feeling in the gym of what they're building, and when that happens, you're going to get enough wins. And I'm very grateful that through the first 13 games, whatever we've done is slowly built that crowd, and they've been fully behind us. And we'll continue after every game, win or loss, go out into the crowd and shake hands, right? Give hugs. We want to be to where they feel like they are a part of it, because they are. So thankful, right, that they were able to come, and also grateful that we could get a win for them to cheer on.
And what specifically do you think you guys learned from being so close against NC State, rolling over into another ranked team?
Yeah, I talked about it with the team. Like, we got so many newcomers. We're 13, 14 games in now, and there's so much you can't learn until you experience it. And, I thought when we went back and watched that film, we realized that we did a lot of really good things, but there was so much controllable stuff that we didn't handle ourselves, which meant we got to be better at that, but also we don't have to play perfect to compete with some of the best teams in the country. And I think that there was a belief in my group as we watched that film, and then we came into practice the next 2 days, we just moved around different, right? You can tell when you're faking confidence compared to while there's some true belief coming. And that's where I'm so happy that they were able to get this tonight, right? To follow up a game like NC State, to have confidence, but then to come in here and execute. And hopefully they continue to believe in themselves and believe that we can be a really good basketball team.
And what was working for you guys during that third quarter, outscoring them 25-11, crazy run to finish the quarter? What exactly was working for you?
Yeah, well, we got stops there for a stretch, right? We got to play in transition a little bit. But then it was a mixture. I thought Laura McQueen was really good in the first half on some ball screen stuff. She was getting tired, so we kind of switched it to get Mia some looks. And then Raven Thompson comes out, off the bench. We put them in some big ball screens. And, with how they play, they really stretch out. And they don't give our shooters a ton of looks, which means you got to come off some ball screens and play in tight spaces. And I thought Mia did a really good job. So did Raven. And our bigs did a great job screening rather than becoming available. And so what happened was we made the right reads, but then we finished, right? I think one thing we've struggled with at times this year is just scoring when we get into the paint. And we had some times in the first half we didn't score once we got in there. We just executed much better there in the third quarter.
Well, what kind of lift, emotionally or energy-wise, Raven, she looked like she was doing the dream shake moves, and Anya came in and some big rebounds, some and ones. What about them coming off the bench that lifted you guys up?
Yeah, well, they just kept working, right? Like, they've not got what they maybe want over the last 2 weeks, right? Ray's minutes has went down a little bit. Anya, was sick out in California, and then it extended through the break. It's why she didn't play against NC State. But instead of pouting and feeling sorry for themselves, they keep on working, right? And I keep telling that group, we are deep in that locker room, and it's going to be somebody different every day, right? Keep working. Your time will come if you continue to invest. And them two are really good players, right? Obviously, Raven came with me from Chattanooga, and she's, trying to figure out where does she fit, right, at this level. And I'm not calling every play for her like I did at Chattanooga, and it's just taking a little bit of time. But she's a skilled basketball player that can play multiple positions and has a little shake, right? A little dream shake. That's what I'm going to tell her when I get back in that locker room. And she had some of that and made some nice plays for us.
And how does this go from an awesome moment to a trend of knocking off these ranked teams?
Yeah, I mean, first off, we got to enjoy this one first, right? I told that locker room, you guys got till midnight, enjoy it, right? You deserve it. You've put in so much work. When we come back in the morning, we'll watch some film, and we'll learn from it, right? You can't just settle. Like, let this propel us to more confidence. Let our staff put together a game plan, because I think the scouting reports that we put together for today, they executed, right? And it's going to take all of us, right? We're going to put a plan together. You guys go execute. We do that together. We can be a great basketball team. And so use this, because I thought they did that for a lot of tonight's game. But you can't just say, oh, we've made it, right? There's plenty of times that we made mistakes tonight that we will learn from. So look at it no different than the loss we did at NC State.
You always, oh, sorry.
What does it say about your defense in those last final stops in the fourth quarter? Like, how powerful?
Yeah, I was losing my top over there on the side early. We slid up underneath some ball screens, and they hit both of them. I think one ended up coming back and calling it a 2. It was like, we have to chase them over. We have to chase them over. And I think that for me, it was really neat to see that we were all connected, right? There wasn't many times where two people didn't communicate, right? We were chasing over the top, funnel it to our big, and then our big was active. And so to be honest with you, it's just the continuation of them believing and seeing it happen, right? There's a trust level that comes, because we're just a little different than how most people do. We normally play inside to out, and tonight we were the other way around, outside to in. And so something that you don't practice all the time, that they were able to in 2 days, 3 days, put that together and believe, and then to watch it be successful, right? I think it continues to add trust, and that locker room was really, really excited.
Coach, it feels like you take an extra sense of pride here playing at home at Little John Coliseum. This was the first of a 4-game homestand, rather. Talk a little bit about the fan support. I saw you firing up the fans towards the end, and what it means to play at home and win in front of this Clemson crowd.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to show up, right? They're getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, and if you haven't learned me by now, I have a little bit of energy over on that sideline. I was trying to tell them, come on, come with us, right? Let's not just sit here. Let's be excited and create an environment. You got to take care of home court, right? In this league, it's the toughest top to bottom, right? And we got a 4-game stretch, and today was a really, really big one for us. And we need that crowd. We need to continue to grow it. 1 game at a time. And my hopes are that tonight brings them back on Sunday, right? Because we're gonna need all the support and let them get loud up in them stands, because our kids feel that, right? And it means a lot to them.
It feels undeniable that this team's trending up, starting with the second half against Wake. Obviously, the whole stomach bug stuff out in San Diego, but back-to-back really impressive exhibitions from your group in ACC play. How do you sustain that momentum over a challenging stretch in the upcoming games?
Yeah, 1 game at a time, right? That's why we get to celebrate till midnight, and then we'll come right back to work tomorrow, because this goes to naught if you don't take care of business on Sunday, right? And it's a really good Stanford team coming in here. I don't know what happened tonight, but they obviously create a lot of problems. They've had a lot of success in the past, and what another opportunity. I mean, we talked about it going into today. It's January the 2nd. All right, we were 13 games in before today, and ESPN bracketology has you at first 4 out. Right, we're top 60 in the net. Like, we talk about that. Why? Because we were there, right? Like, let's take a part and take pride in that. We're in our first year. Let's go compete. I said we can make NCAA tournament if we put things together. All right, so going into this weekend stretch, we have 2 teams coming into our house that are projected in the tournament. No better way to help your resume to get 2 big wins and also to protect home court. So, again, very proud of them tonight. Let's celebrate, all right, and then let's get right back to work tomorrow, because Sunday's a really big one.
Any more questions?
Go Tigers. Is somebody else coming in here? You want me to keep his water here?